beloved brothers and sisters, thank you for joining us on this Wednesday hump day afternoon. We were busy humping, so we got a late start. But thank you for joining us here on the Screen Talk Live YouTube channel, where we talk about all things movies, movie news, and other screen-related humping stuff. I am, of course, your humble host, Keith Toothman. I am joined today by my friend, colleague, and co-host, Lucas Farney. Lucas, how you doing today, buddy?
Back hurts from all that humping for sure.
Lots of humping. That'll do it.
Doing great, man.
Yeah, but it's good for the core. Good for the core, all that humping. But anyway, guys, if you're new around here, make sure you hit that subscribe button and that notification bell so you can have your movie news when you need it, where you need it. Also, guys, if you're new around here, we're giving away an Xbox Series S on the channel. So there's a video up on that if you want to go check it out, give you more information. But to give you a little rundown, if you send in a super chat during today's live show, it enters you into the running to win that Xbox Series S. So make sure you're sending those super chats in. And then, of course, we go over some main topics, and then we like to talk about any chats and comments and questions you guys leave down there in the chat section. So make sure you're leaving those comments and questions, and then make sure you're sticking around to the end of the show to see us answer any of those comments and questions. Also, one thing I want to quickly do off the top, I was a little late because in the mailbox, Lucas, I had a letter come. Let's see if I can get this to show up on camera. Uh-oh. Who's that from? It's from my buddy, from my pal, from my best friend, Rye. It's from my buddy, Rye Reynolds. He sent me for Christmas a Christmas card with this personal, one of a kind of him in this beautiful sweater holding his amazing iPhone. And he gives me the options here of either... He gives me the options, Ryan Reynolds does, of having a happy holiday, just in case I may not, and then a happy new year, just in case, again, I may not celebrate the Christmas one at all, right? And then, of course, the third option, which is, if you knew anything about me and Ryan's relationship, I had asked him personally, Ryan Reynolds, as your best friend and confidant, Keith Toothman, I have one request from you this Christmas season, and that is a temporary tattoo from Mint Mobile that says I had no regrets switching when I switched over to them. And Rye he's satisfied that for
nice
me.
Guy.
So yeah, man, fuck, I love that dude. I love you, Ryan Reynolds. I know that the case of aviation gin is on the way. I will do a video of me passed out with the temporary tattoo on my chest and gin everywhere. Whatever you want me to do, Ryan. But thank you so much, dude. I can't express enough how great of a human being Ryan Reynolds really is. This is so unnecessary, but made my day so much. Thank you, Ryan Reynolds. This is awesome. It really is. It just shows the kind of guy, again, that you are, the kind of guy we've always known you are, and it put a smile on my face. And, dude, I wouldn't have Mint Mobile if it wasn't for you, that's for sure. And, I appreciate that 100%, and happy holidays to you, Rye. See ya. I'll see ya on New Year's.
Hey.
Yeah. Anyways, guys, with that down, with the news of Ryan Reynolds sending me my Christmas card, we are going to jump in to our main topics today. And our main topics of the show, our first main topic at least, is this. Cocaine. Do I got everyone's attention? Now that I do, because I'm sure that I do. If I didn't, Bear. The remaining ones of you I got. And whoever's left, Cocaine Bear.
You got me.
I know. We've pulled the last few in. There's all four of them now. All four of you guys are enthralled in the idea. What is he talking about? Cocaine, bears. Tell me more, Key, and I will tell you more. Here's what's going on, guys. At some point, cocaine was dropped from the sky out of an airplane. And in a national park, a giant grizzly bear discovered said cocaine and did about 1 kilo of it. When I say he did it, he ate/snorted it like it was, it's cocaine.
It's a bear eating a bag of cocaine.
So it didn't go... Yeah, it was a very messy situation. Now, in real life, because this is based on a true story. The bear in real life actually went through a lot of pain and a lot of. I mean, you could imagine eating honest to God, I've never done cocaine, so I don't know what it does to you. But I imagine you're not supposed to do
a kilo of it,
pounds of it. You know,
I mean. A bear is probably
big.
1,200, 1,500 pounds.
True, but I think,
should not do
like an eighth would have been good for him or something, you know? But yeah, and so he, like I said, went through like a lot. He was kind of tripping and seeing things that weren't there, and people were seeing it, and they all, really felt bad for him. He was also moaning, and he couldn't really do anything, right? He was just kind of, dying more or less. And so as a memoriam to him, they built like this statue there of Cocaine Bear. And that statue of Cocaine Bear has one day a kid went there to that park, and that inspired that kid now who's grown up to make this movie. And we just had a chance to check out the trailer for Cocaine Bear. They went the complete other way with it. I was hoping it would be kind of a serious, based off of the true story kind of thing. But no, it's this looks fucking awesome. This looks hilariously fun. It's basically a bear so high on cocaine that he turns into Jason Voorhees, right? And literally, we're in the woods, and he's like just murdering all campers. So had a lot of fun with the trailer. It looks hilarious. It ends with that big leap into the truck. Mm-hmm. I love how like epic that feels for something so
it's a bear
stupid,
on
right?
cocaine.
Yeah, right, yeah. But yeah, and then there's the line with the little kid, right? It's like, this feels like something the man's gonna remember for the rest of his life, right?
This is gonna stick with me in the manhood.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, the bear on cocaine. Yeah,
murdering that person in front of you, right?
But Lucas, you had a chance to check out this trailer. What are your thoughts, man?
Dude, I was hooting and hollering the whole time. It looks hilarious. It looks hilarious. A couple things that stood out. It's gonna be one of Ray Liotta's last movies, which was really cool because I always love him, and he looked hilarious in that. It's Elizabeth Banks too that's directing that, which makes perfect sense. Mm-hmm. But yeah, no, I mean, what a great premise. I am kind of glad they went this way with it instead of because like
makes more sense.
I mean, I didn't totally know the background of it until you were just talking about it, and I was like starting to tear up about it. That poor bear.
It
dude.
was. It is. If you read about it enough, you'll be like, oh man, that's not cool, dude.
Right.
People should really do better drug transactions.
Right. Don't be dropping.
Keep track of your drugs.
Don't be dropping kilos of it in a Knoxville forest, man. What the heck? But no, I'm really glad they went this way with it because this looks hilarious, dude. I mean, what a nutty premise. I can't believe it got made, but I'm so that just like bumped itself up to the up there for my like most anticipated movies now for next year. I mean, holy crap, dude.
Right. Yeah, and it's only at this point, I mean, only a few months away.
February 24th.
Right. Yeah, right.
Yeah.
It'll be right here before we know it,
For sure.
And yeah, it seems like a great Valentine's
Day. Yeah, absolutely.
For sure. But guys, you're doing cocaine. You're seeing this. What
you're a bear.
Yeah, you're a bear. But yeah, you seeing this, hearing this information. Go check out the trailer for Cocaine Bear if you haven't. But if you have, let me know your thoughts on it down in the comment section below. All right, with that down, we're going to jump into our second main topic today. And our second main topic today is on the same kind of thing. And no, not with cocaine. Well, kind of.
Mushrooms,
right. But in this case, it's Mario, right? And we talked about this on the channel. It's been a couple months now when we talked about this. But there was a teaser trailer that dropped, right? And we kind of got literally like a tease of the Mario movie and what was going on with it. And now, yesterday, we get the first full-length trailer, and I checked it out, and I got to be honest with you, this thing looks like a blast, man.
Yeah.
This looks like something I'm going to take my daughter to. First day it comes out, and I'm going to be Luigi, she's dressed like Mario, and we're going to be like, yoo-hoo, the whole way through that motherfucker, because this looks so fun. You guys out there can bitch and whine and moan and complain all you want about Chris Pratt's Mario voice. I could really give a damn as long as this movie's good. My biggest thing that I'm looking forward to in this movie is Donkey Kong, which we get a little glimpse of in this trailer, and he's a badass as expected. He's Donkey Kong. We don't get any voice, which is the part I'm most excited for because, of course, Seth Rogen is Donkey Kong, and nobody's a better Donkey Kong than Seth Rogen, man. It's just not possible.
I can't wait to hear his
Oh God, I know, right? It's gonna be perfect though.
Yeah.
So super exciting. Then we got to see Peach. She's kind of in her. What was Leia and Luke's mom name?
Oh, Amidala?
Padme. Padme, yeah.
Yeah.
She's kind of on her Padme, right?
I see
yeah,
that.
Yeah,
She got the jumpsuit on.
Yeah, and well, not just that she's kind of a queen or princess, right? That rules her own world and sees that these things.
Kind of like Zelda almost.
Right, yeah. But yeah, it felt like there was a lot going on. Like she has her own kind of story. Like Mario doesn't even know who Princess Peach is yet, is what it kind of felt like. In fact, it felt like Mario was a human from a human world that kind of got sucked into all of this in a way. And I'm sure we'll see more of that when the movie comes out. This one was the same thing, February something, right? Mm-hmm. So just around the corner, we'll probably get one more trailer. Jack Black as Bowser is still looking awesome. And sounding great. We did get more Charlie Day Luigi with actual voice, which was great. Who doesn't love Charlie Day as anything? And I still am predicting that we will see a segue into Luigi's Mansion at some point in that movie, whether it be a post-credit scene or whatever. But yeah, this again,
April 7th.
April 7th. Okay, so a little after February. But this just looks great, guys. Like I said, if you haven't had a chance to check it out, definitely do check it out. It just looks like a lot of fun, and just the trailer itself is just a lot of fun to watch. It's no Cocaine Bear. I will tell you that. But maybe if you do a little bit before you watch it, it'll be better. Lucas, what are your thoughts?
Yeah, man, I will say for sure. The teaser did not get me as excited for it as this one did.
No way.
Not by a long shot.
The teaser was just literally like, ooh, this looks like this could be really cool.
Right. Or it could be right. It was
really silly. Yeah,
sure. Right. Which I guess looking back on it, it's a good teaser.
It is a good teaser, but it doesn't give you enough to be like, this looks fucking fun.
This does. Yeah, this definitely does. I mean, like I wouldn't say I was one of those people that was bitching and moaning about Chris Pratt's voice, but like I feel like I didn't get enough of it in the teaser, and after watching this, I think it's going to be great, man. I'm kind of happy they didn't go like full stereotypical like Mario. I could not have listened to a whole hour.
How could you?
Couple hours of that.
20 minutes. Can you imagine if we were friends and you just constantly had to
be like, go!
Woohoo! Let's go hoop and shit. You'd be like, dude, shut up. So I'll slap you.
Exactly, right. So what I'm saying is that where they do splice it in and put it in there, like when he like drifted out, whipped out onto Rainbow Road, which also was dope. Yeah. Right at the end, nice Mario Kart.
There was a lot in here to hit us 90s kids with a lot of nostalgia and go, hey, you guys remember Rainbow Road?
And
you remember
so
this? You remember
too,
that?
Because you just brought up Luigi's Mansion, and that's all I was thinking when you had the like spirit form. It looked like of Luigi being held by Bowser, right? It almost looked like he was kind of ethereal a little bit, and I was like, dude, if we get a Luigi's Mansion movie from this, I'm done. That would be so awesome.
Right, no doubt.
And Charlie Day, it was great.
With
Jack
Charlie
Black,
Day,
man, all of it was great. I'm really pumped for it. Should not have watched it after Cocaine Bear trailer because the hype for it was just not as much as Cocaine Bear. But yeah, it looks awesome.
Yeah, it looks like a lot of fun, and I'm excited to see it. I think this movie's going to do well in theaters,
I do too. Like Sonic almost, yeah.
I think it's going to do better than Sonic. I really do, and I have high hopes for it. But guys, you had a chance to check out the Sonic trailer, Mario trailer. What are your thoughts? Give us your thoughts down in the comment section below. All right, with that down, we're going to jump in to our third main topic today. And our third main topic today is this. Lucas, I had a little bit of time to show you or tell you that Ang Lee is making a biopic of the other Lee that we know. one of the other Lees. The legendary Bruce Lee, of course, right? The greatest mixed martial artists of all. I don't know. I'm just saying. But anyways, and yeah, you see how this article pulled up here by the Hollywood Reporter, and there's his son right there, and you can see Ang Lee tapped son Mason Lee to star as Bruce Lee in biopic. Too many Lees in the title. That's what I would say.
Ang Lee tapped son Mason.
Right, to be star Bruce Lee. Right. But whatever. We love you, Hollywood Reporter. But yeah, Mason Lee looks like a shrunk down face version of his dad. I don't want to say anything bad about him. It's not that he's like weird looking or anything, but he's weird looking.
He looks a lot like Bruce Lee, I will say.
Yeah, like someone like photoshopped Bruce's face onto it.
Sure, but shrunk it.
But anyways, let me read a little bit of this article here. Director Ang Lee, who I love. Ang Lee, guys, if you don't remember, did the 2003 Hulk movie, which is still like probably one of my favorite comic book movies of all time. He also did the Aviator, right? And just so much stuff. He's Ang Lee.
Life of Pi.
Life of Pi, yeah, great one. Director Ang Lee, or Ong Lee, as some people like to say, the Oscar-winning filmmaker behind Life of Pi, Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon, has tapped his son, Mason Lee, to play revered martial artist, actor, and filmmaker Bruce Lee in the upcoming action pick for Sony's 3000 Pictures. Dan Futerman is penning the script for Bruce Lee, a martial arts pick about the Chinese-American actor, best known for his movies like Fist of Fury, Enter the Dragon. Ang Lee will direct the drama. Mason Lee appeared in The Hangover Part 2 as Teddy, which I don't quite remember, the teenager that led the characters to try to rescue as they struggle to piece together what happened during the Crazy Night Bangkok. We don't need to read all that. He also appeared in his father's 2016 drama, Billy Lynn's Long Halftime Walk, which again, never even heard of, and most recently starred in Taiwanese comedy Stand By Me. Obviously, the name Stand By Me is familiar, but I have no idea what the Taiwanese comedy of it is. And the Hong Kong drama Limbo and Who Killed Cock Robin? Who Killed Cock Robin? Anyways, for which he was nominated for Golden Horse Award. That's pretty interesting. For Best Supporting Actor. Okay, so I was under the impression that this was Bruce Lee's son. This is Ang Lee's son.
Yes.
This is Ang Lee's son.
Yes.
He does kind of look like Bruce for not being his son. That's for sure.
Yes.
Yeah. Still weird though. This kind of now just feels like one of those instances where like the shitty basketball playing kid is starting for his dad, the coach. I mean, hopefully it's not one of those situations. I mean, we did just read a little bit of an article this article that says that, you know, he just did win a Golden Horse and this and that. So, I mean, look, I could care less. The only thing I would say about this whole thing is love Ang Lee. And way more than any of all of that, love Bruce Lee. And I think Bruce Lee was one of the greatest humans to ever walk the face of the planet. I think he was more in tune with himself than most people are with their own freaking pinky nail. And I think that anything Bruce Lee, for me, is good. They did the Like Water documentary, 30 for 30 on ESPN last year. Loved it. Give me more Bruce Lee. I will eat that shit up. That dude was like Bob Marley with Kung Fu, man. I mean, yes. So anything more Bruce Lee, I'll take. So happy that this is happening. Happy that Ang Lee's doing it. Happy we're keeping it in the Lee wheelhouse. But yeah, this is interesting. A little bit of an interesting decision to cast his own son, obviously, to play Bruce. But hey, you know, maybe he was the best guy for the job, and we'll see as we go moving forward if that's the case or not. But Lucas, you're hearing this information. What are your thoughts on Ang Lee casting his son to play Bruce in this biopic?
I don't want to immediately call nepotism because I mean I have seen Hangover 2. Don't remember. I mean, like as you were reading that, I remember the character vaguely,
Right.
but nothing that stood out. I can't say I've seen Mason Lee in anything else. I mean, I'm willing to give him a chance. Like, I think the fact alone that Ong Lee is directing it, about Bruce Lee, I'm gonna stop. You're making me laugh. But I don't know. I think it's got a potential to be great, man. And I'm really I think this will be awesome. Bruce Lee. It's about time, right, that we get a Bruce Lee biopic, man. I mean, dude was legendary, still is legendary, and I love that we are keeping it in the Lee wheelhouse. And for all that being said, I'm ready to give Mason Lee the chance to take that on.
Yeah, and I'm not a big biopic fan. I can't. I don't want to say I can't stand them, but for the most part, it's like again, and then I'll finally give it a shot, and I'll be like, okay, that was like the last 54 of them that I've seen. But this is someone that I really love. So for me, I would, even though I'm not a big fan, God, I would love this
for sure. Well, that's I feel like why they do make the biopics for the most part, like fans of Queen. I mean, I'm a huge fan of Queen. I love Bohemian Rhapsody. And I think that was one of the better, well-done ones. But, like, The Doors, I mean, the biopic of them, love it. And I'm going to enjoy this, too, because they're all like each other because they're all biopics of people's life. And most of the time,
but when they do the bands and the singers, they all kind of went through the same thing. There's a drug struggle. There's a manager struggle.
Well, and you're gonna have a lot of similar things with it because those are real elements.
But you're not gonna have a lot of those similar things with Bruce Lee.
No, right. That's what I'm saying. And so I think it's gonna be great. I love biopics because even though they can be repetitive sometimes, I love learning about the actual history for whatever it is that those people went through, and then especially if I'm big fans of them like Elvis and whatnot, I really enjoy those. Big fan of Bruce Lee. Gonna probably enjoy this. So
yeah, for sure. Yeah, and I can't wait to see this. Like I said, also I haven't seen Ong Lee's last few movies. I mean, there was the one with Will Smith that they did in like 120 frames per second, where Will Smith played like a younger version of himself.
Oh, Gemini Man.
Yeah. And I tell you what, in a year that I went out to see like every movie that ever came out that year, I just didn't go out and see Gemini Man. And again, I love Ong Lee. I also love Will Smith before and specifically more after the slap.
God, was that 2019 that came out?
Yeah, that was the year that I went.
Holy crap.
Me and my wife went every, 4 times a week to the theater. So, and yeah, we just avoided it. It just looked,
it just didn't look.
No, it just looked so cookie cutter. It's too over polished for me, but that being said, again, I love Ong Lee. I love Bruce Lee even more. So super exciting stuff. Guys, you're hearing this. What are your thoughts on Ong Lee casting his son to play Bruce Lee in this biopic? Definitely let us know your thoughts down in the comment section below. All right. With that down, we're going to jump into our fourth main topic today. And our fourth main topic today is this. Lucas, on the show, we were talking about with Shane about how, Knives Out, Glass Onion, a Knives Out mystery or whatever, was able to bring in, like $15 million maybe ish to the box office, right? And let me fix this real quick. And I thought this was, great for the box office, and then me and Shane debated, well, is Netflix hitting themselves in the head because of they didn't make this a full, release, right? And I was saying,
you get the wrong article up.
And I was saying, oh yeah, I see. And I was saying that in my opinion, I think that they're not too worried about it because this was more of like a test, right? And Shane was saying, look, I would be hitting myself over the head. And Shane kind of convinced me, maybe they are hitting themselves over the head about this. But as it seems in this article from the Hollywood Reporter, coming from Reed Hastings, that Netflix's Reed Hastings is saying that, yeah, they understand that they left a lot of money on the table, but that they're also not really worried about it. And that they're not trying to move towards being theatrical released movies constantly with him. So I want to read a little bit of this article. In a wide-ranging conversation Wednesday, Netflix CEO Reed Hastings acknowledged that he got advertising, quote, wrong, and that streaming competition has intensified. He admitted Netflix has lots of money on the table with its Glass Onion release strategy, while also heaping praise on Bob Iger, Elon Musk, and Dave Chappelle. Quote, "It's become a brawl now in the streaming of premium content," Hastings said. When asked about the increased competition in the space, he said, quote, "4 years ago, when I was here, nobody was in streaming," Hastings said. Bob Iger, to his credit, saw back in 2017 or so that Disney's future was going to be streaming. Because of their, and again, we're talking about Disney, because of their enormous success, everyone else jumped in. In an interview with Andrew Ross Sorkin and New York Times Steelbook Summit in Manhattan, Hastings said that he was, quote, wrong about the advertising, noting that he was worried that Netflix would have to, quote, steal ad revenue from TV, but the shifting consumer demographics meant that that connected TV was already becoming a more important place for marketers to spend their money. He says, quote, "I have two religions, customer satisfaction and operating income. Everything else is a tactic," he said, when asked about the pivot. "It's a good tactic because we offer consumers lower prices." He also, that's bullshit. He also discussed the return of Bob Iger to Disney, noting that he was surprised. He did also talk a little bit about Dave Chappelle and how he's proud to, keep putting Dave Chappelle shit on Netflix, even with all the backlash and all that. He also goes on to say something about, again, like I said, that they're not focused on the theatrical push, even though he understands that he left money on the table. So I guess the question that this poses is, if they know they left money on the table, they know that it costs too much to make, they know they have no way of getting that money back, why aren't they worried about this? How can you sit here in an interview and tell me, like, no big deal? I mean, this just sounds like the rich being rich, right? I mean, at the end of the day, it's like, oh, hey, rich dude, you could have made $50 million today instead of 5.
Pocket change.
Where to someone like me, that seems like, I mean, again, there's just a lot of, think about how many jobs and things there are to, I mean, that's just ridiculous way of thinking. And this is coming from the, the head, the higher up of Netflix and this is surprising to hear, right? Considering how good Knives Out is doing theatrically in its limited release of like 600 screens or whatever. I went out and seen Knives Out, or Glass Onion, a Knives Out mystery. My review for the movie, my out of theater review at least, is up, and there's a small video if you want to go check that out. And I haven't given my full review, and I will eventually. But yeah, with the success, this feels a little odd, and Netflix feels like Netflix will end up being the odd man out if they continue to have this way of thinking, right? Because clearly Amazon's all in. They're pushing their ships completely forward. They're dedicating $1 billion to the theatrical industry. They're putting 12 to 15 movies out in theaters just next year alone. You're going to see Apple and all these other services kind of fall into suit with that. And if Netflix is going to have no choice but to pony up and do what everyone else is doing. Just like Hastings says about when Disney made their streaming app. Everyone else was like, all right, fuck it. I guess we got to do this too. And at the end of the day, that's what's going to happen to Netflix when everyone else starts giving so much to these theater releases and they're not. So he can say what he wants. We can act like it's not an issue. And when you do, it just, again, it sounds like if I'm on the board or I have a ton of stock in Netflix and the CEO is saying shit like this, I'm going, what the fuck, dude? You out of your goddamn mind. We could have made $300 million, and you're over here telling a reporter, forget about it. Well, as the dude who wants to cash in my big check this year, I would be doing that. That's all I'm saying. But Lucas, you're hearing this. What are your thoughts, man?
Yeah, man, it's kind of dumb, right? I want to hope, like, for his sake, that him saying, we're not worried about it, is him in an interview being asked, like, a tough question and him trying to, like, shirk it off.
Shrug it,
you know, like it doesn't actually, but he does have the board members, you know, in his pocket right now being like, hey. But I think other than that, like, even if he is being serious, you guys should be worried about it, man. I mean, like, maybe the reason they're not is because Netflix does a ton of, like, I mean, how many movies a year does Netflix make? You know what I mean?
Thousands.
I don't want thousands of Netflix. I don't want Kissing Booth 3 in theaters. I don't want that. I don't care. But Knives Out, you know, that would be a movie I would love to see in theaters. You know, I remember, what was it, the Uncut Gems with Adam Sandler? That was another one that I would, like, every once in a while.
That was in theaters.
Yeah, and I didn't get to see it because it wasn't in there for very long, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
but
I didn't check it out until after either.
Right. But I would have loved to.
That was the same year that we went every week.
Those are that's weird.
Right.
But yeah, man, I just think it's a missed opportunity more than anything on their part. And I mean, like, just do it. Right? Why not? I feel like it's just dumb. It's a dumb decision not to. And you are right. I mean, like, the Tragedy of Macbeth with Apple, that came out in theaters. It was very, very limited, right?
Yeah, that was super limited. That was
but they're just breaching into it, right?
Theaters.
Right. But they're just getting into it, and I mean, like, that's probably not gonna. The Tragedy of Macbeth specifically, I mean, is probably not going to be broad.
But it's going to be more and more as it goes on.
No, yeah, and that's what I'm saying. It's a good one for them to, like, get their toes in the water. But, you know, Netflix has been doing it for a couple of years now, right? Where they'll just, you know,
well, the Duffer Brothers have been talking about since season 2 about doing the last 2 episodes or whatever, turning them into movies and putting them into theaters as a part 1, part 2.
Smart, I think.
Are you kidding me?
That's so smart. Yeah,
dude. I'm just saying that has potential to be billion-dollar movies
for sure. For sure. No, and that's the point, is that we left some money on the table, whatever. Now you're talking about
much?
But now we're talking about billions of dollars.
We still easily could. But the thing is that's why this statement's so ignorant, because it could have been that with Knives Out.
You never know. We
really just don't know.
You don't know.
So to say that is just so ignorant to me.
It is. I don't think Knives Out would have made $1 billion, realistically speaking, but you never know. And I think it's just dumb. I think they are dumb for not doing it. That's it. Ignorant.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I agree 100%. And like I said, I mean, at some point they will, if they stick to their guns with this, they'll have to follow suit, because everyone else will be. Or
why stick to your guns though? That's just right. Like, it doesn't make any sense to me, because he is in there already talking about how stiff the competition is now, especially with Disney's streaming service. And then since that landslide, everybody's doing it, right?
Right.
Those studios are also doing theatrical releases. And if you're going to want to keep up with them, and I know Netflix is a much different company than Disney, per se, or Amazon.
Sure.
But that's even more reason why you guys want to get a foothold in the theater door. I mean, you're just talking about losing money.
Right.
When you shouldn't have to.
Willy-nilly.
You know? Right.
Like I said, there's a board of people out there it's their money that's invested, and I'm sure that's not what they want to hear is, oh, well, you know, win some, you lose some, you know, but whatever. Also, like I said, I think that they won't be able to continue to have this stance when Amazon and other places are investing billions of dollars into the theater industry itself. So say what you want, Reed Hastings, but your name just sounds super rich and white. So
Reed Hastings.
It just goes with your attitude, Reed. Anyways. Let's move on here, guys. What are your thoughts on Reed Hastings saying these things? What are your thoughts about Glass Onion? Could it have made more? Do you think we're wasting time even talking about this? Definitely let us know your thoughts down in the comment section below. All right. With that down, we are going to move on to our fifth and final main topic today. And our fifth and final main topic today is something that I put up last night, something that I wanted to talk about yesterday, but I decided, why not talk about it
on Wednesday?
On Wednesday.
That's so funny.
So I lost. Here we are. And guys, this is coming to us from the Hollywood Reporter, I believe. Let's see. No, actually, this is coming to us from Forbes. Netflix Wednesday surpasses Stranger Things 4 as most watched English language series in 1 week's time. Guys, there's a ton of different statistics that are out there about this right now. You'll see one where that Netflix has 95 countries that they're in, and 93 of those, Wednesday is number one.
Holy crap.
I mean, again, and these are just a couple. Those statistics go on and on with how well. Then they'll get deep into like viewing hours, like hours actually viewed. It is astronomically crazy how well this fucking series is doing. That being said, I started Wednesday. Not on Wednesday, but whenever I got around to starting it. And that was a few days ago. And I was busy. I had my daughter, and she was rowdy as she always is. And I ended up only getting maybe 15 minutes into an episode before I had to turn it off, and I will get back to it. And I was having a good time. I mean, first of all, it's really well made. I mean, it's directed by Tim Burton, and he for the most part, he knows what he's doing, especially with this kind of gothy horror kind of thing, right? So for the most part, he knows what he's doing, and it looks great. Jenna Ortega is amazing. She's a great Wednesday. She's also like very in this real weird niche lane where she kind of looks like she's a young girl in high school. I mean, I know she's like 20, 21, but she really looks like a freshman or something. She's just so childlike, almost like a doll, almost exactly what you would expect of Wednesday, right? Yeah, so everything I did see was great. I seen the beginning part where she throws the piranhas into the pool, which is very fun, obviously. But yeah, this surprised me though. This took me by surprise to get on Twitter and to be scrolling and to see Forbes and Hollywood Reporter and Screen Rant and Variety and Deadline and all of these trusted outlets that we use on the channel here, all reporting the same thing, that Wednesday has surpassed Netflix's,
beast.
Superman.
I mean, right.
They're Superman.
Right.
They're big. They're A-list. They're top front catalog material of Stranger Things. So I want to read a little bit of this article from Forbes here. So Netflix's newly released scripted series Wednesday is now the most watched English language series in a week in the history of the streaming service, Netflix said Tuesday, surpassing the popular season 4 of Stranger Things. In the week ending Sunday, viewers watched over 341.2 million hours of the first season of Wednesday, which was aired on November 23rd and is about Wednesday Addams. We obviously know what it's about. In June, Netflix viewers set the streaming service's previous record by watching over 335 million. So this beat it by a ton, by millions of views in a single week after the first batch of episodes was released in the sci-fi series. Stranger Things 4 still holds the title for most watched Netflix English language series in the first 28 days on the platform.
For now.
For now, right? With 1.35 billion viewed hours. But I have a feeling that is about to go away. That's how many hours, 1.65 billion, that's how many hours Squid Game was watched in the first 28 days. Well, then how does Stranger Things 4 hold the record at 1.35 billion if Squid Games was viewed 1.65 in 28 days? Forbes. All right. Well, anyways, right.
English.
Oh, English language. Okay, perfect.
Yeah.
I get it. Thank you for that. Let's see. Yeah, that's definitely it. Here's some of the others. There's obviously Jeffrey Dahmer, which the Monster series, which was very popular, 856.2 million hours, so it almost reached a billion itself. Bridgerton is obviously huge. Inverting Anna, I've actually never heard of. Ozark, which me and my wife love, and I know a lot of people love Ozark, comes in at 491 million hours watched. So, yeah, I mean, even that sounds crazy, right? Ozark, which we all know. We all know Jason Bateman. He writes it, directs it, stars in it. We all love Jason Bateman. What's his wife's name? Huge actress.
I know. What are you talking about?
Yeah, I can't remember, but Laura Kinney, right? I believe that's her name. Laura Linney. That's right. Laura Linney. There's just so many big people in that, and it's gained 491 million hours of watch time. Where Wednesday Addams, in a matter of, this came out the 23rd. It's the 30th, guys. You do the math. In a matter of a week's time,
341 million.
Right, it's about to pass Ozark in all-time views. That is ridiculous, and that is why I wanted to make this the main topic today, because really, good for it, man. Happy for Jenna Ortega. She supported this series and did everything she could to go out of her way to fully be involved in this. Like, this felt like, and you don't see this, like, what she did for this, you don't see as much anymore, but actors used to like go on these full tours, like a full press tour kind of for a movie or for a show. But now actors have so much on their plate a lot of the times that it's hard to do, 3 or 4 of those in one, 4-month period. But Jenna Ortega isn't a huge name in the industry until now, clearly. So she was able to do a lot of pressing for this. She was always active on her Twitter, posting how fun it was on set, the how well she felt it was being made, and how good she thought it was going to inevitably be. And I love to see stuff like that. So happy for you, girl. Happy for Jenna Ortega that's doing so successful. Happy for Tim Burton, because for me, Burton's a real hit and miss director. Like, he has moments where it's like, damn, this dude's
one
shit,
of the best,
right?
Yeah.
Right. Is it Edward Scissorhands?
Yeah. I mean, anything from him in the 90s, really.
Right.
The Batman
a lot of that.
movies,
Yeah, right. The Batman movies. Yeah, for sure.
Nightmare Before Christmas. I mean,
yeah, he did. Got some, yeah, right. He like.
Oh, sure.
Yeah. But yeah, for sure. There's a ton of his work. But then, the last thing I seen Burton was Dumbo. Was the Disney remake of Dumbo, and that left a real bad taste in my mouth. Not only for Dumbo, but for Tim Burton, because he made it, and it just felt like he was trying to make a Disney movie, and it just did not work. I mean, we all know Tim Burton's style. It doesn't go with Disney, guys. I mean, it just felt weird. So it left a bad taste in my mouth, and that movie actually did okay. Like, people kind of enjoyed that movie. So good for it. But yeah, it makes me happy that I'm seeing him have success again, because he is a really popular director that lots of people love, and people want to see his work. So I'm glad for him. Glad for Jenna Ortega. Happy for Netflix. I really cannot stress to you guys enough how surprising this is. This is crazy. These numbers are just astronomical. Like, these numbers are like something someone says to me, and I'm like, dude, stop lying. Like, you just shouting shit out. But yeah, I'm super happy, and I will, in the next 3 days, I will get caught up on this whole series, and I will get my review up here on the channel, so you can guys get my thoughts on the full Wednesday series. Maybe we can get Lucas or someone on the channel around here to watch it too, and we can get someone else's thoughts. But for now, yeah, I'm excited that it's doing well, and I hope it keeps doing well, and I hope you guys go out and check it out too. So Lucas, what are your thoughts on it, buddy?
Yeah, surprising to say the least. I mean, if you would have told me that it was doing well, got good numbers and whatever, that wouldn't surprise me. Like, I expected it to be decent at least. I expected it to do decent at least. But dude, you're right. You were talking about Netflix's, what is Netflix known for other than Stranger Things, right? I mean, seriously, like, Netflix has been around a long... Yeah, right. But no, just like you said, man, I'm very happy for Jenna Ortega and for Tim Burton. You can tell it's a passion project, and I love when passion projects really, like, get the credit they deserve, like this one seems to. I haven't seen it yet. I would love to watch it, by the way. My girlfriend... I think she watched like the first half of it, and she loved it. So yeah, maybe we should. I think we're gonna have to now watch it, right, and do a review.
Sure.
Of
Yeah,
it. I mean, that's crazy, dude.
Well, I mean, this reminds me a lot of the Squid. Well, not to an extent because I was at least slightly interested in Wednesday. Right, I grew up with Adams family.
Sure. Well,
and
that's
Uncle Fester and all that.
why.
But it kind of reminds me a little bit of Squid Game, right? Because I was adamant. I'm like, I don't give a fucking damn. And then all of a sudden, all of the people around me, the pundits I know on YouTube, my friends, everyone, talking about Squid Games. And I'm like, I go to my wife one day and I'm like, all right, we're fucking watching Squid Games. And she's like, why? I'm like, because I'm tired of being the dude in the room that doesn't know what the fuck's going on in the world, right? I'm the only guy, right? And that's what this is going to turn into, right?
Sure,
There's so many people watching it that if you haven't seen it, it's just you. Nobody wants to be that guy. Nobody wants to be the one dude at the party that hasn't seen the movie, man. Like, that's just crazy, especially when it's something that popular, because then you're just dumb for not seeing it. It's like, Wednesday? But don't you have Netflix? Yeah, I got Netflix.
Why didn't you watch it?
You're dumb, right? That's what it becomes, and nobody wants to be the dumb guy.
No, for sure, man. No, yeah, I mean, that's pretty much all I had to say. To be honest, like, it looks awesome. And I think part of the reason it's done really well, part of it, I mean,
were you a fan of the original Addams Family?
That's what I was about to say. Yes, absolutely. Movie? Absolutely. And so, like, with Tim Burton behind it, too, like, there's no reason why this
perfect.
shouldn't. Yes, it does, yeah.
I mean, who else? You couldn't name a better director to get to do something like this.
No, I don't think so. And I love that they made a series out of it, too. And I would love to see him do more seasons now. Apparently, like, I don't know like the premise at all, to be honest. But if something's doing this well,
the premise is basically just the Addams Family, like you normally know it, but we're following specifically Wednesday Addams's kind of her life,
which is a great premise. Which is a great premise.
Of course it is, and I think it's relatable, especially the world we live in. When I went to high school, there was a lot of girls like that, but it's become more and more and more now.
Dude, it's like
now we like know a girl, like we're friends with a girl like that.
Couple of them,
like, but back when I was in high school, it was still like Wednesday Addams. It was like, icky. What's going on with that girl? Yeah. But now that girl's like a normal person. Wednesday Addams is someone we smoke chicken with.
And especially, yeah, no kidding.
Right?
Probably have, yeah.
Exactly, right.
But no, especially especially freshmen in high school, like coming in this year and the last couple of years.
Yes.
Absolutely. And that's what I'm saying is I love that they did it from her point of view now, because I mean I bet it's kind of how I felt watching Ms. Marvel, right?
Yeah.
I'm not a high school teenage girl.
Sure.
But God, I love it, man, because I love getting
we all know Kamala. Like, for real, we all know that girl, that she's got energy and flair, but she's not quite as pretty, and she's not quite as...
She's a normal girl, man.
Yeah,
and I love that.
And she's not quite as popular. She's not quite as... All those things, but she's, again, a character. If you got to know her, you'd be like, this bitch is hilarious.
Great,
right.
Same with Wednesday. She's just a little freaky. Just
exactly,
freaky.
right. And that's the thing is, I think those two kinds of people have become more, as everything has obviously in our world, has become more accepted, right? Everything has become more accepted. So people like that are now, when I went to school, they were kind of outcast, but now they're kind of normal. And I think it's so normalized that people see themselves in Wednesday Addams now. Where they didn't used to see that. They used to see Wednesday Addams and the Addams Family as what they were, which are like the monsters, right? They're like this outcast living in our world.
Right.
But now it's such a normalized thing, I think, that now people see themselves in Wednesday Addams.
Yeah.
And that's fucking awesome, dude.
Well, or even more so that they feel more comfortable to see themselves in Wednesday Addams, right?
Yes,
Because I mean, society has changed a lot,
and that's right.
It's great because, like, and
not always for the better, but in this case,
this is a great example of how it has changed for the better. Yeah.
Of it changing for the better, right?
Yeah.
And like I said, we all, I think even, myself as a grown, 30 man in his 30s, that even I related in a way to her, and we all will, because she's her. And at the end of the day, I always say people really liked me in high school and I was a popular kid or whatever. But it was because I was just me.
Yeah, me
I
too.
was just key. Like at the end of the day, I always was key. Like I did what I wanted. I wore my Hannah Montana backpack, when I wanted to.
Yeah, dude.
I did and people
yeah.
people would make fun of me or what. I'd get mixed reactions.
Sure,
but
but
the
you just
truth
laugh it
is
off.
everyone wanted to be able
Sure.
to do what I was doing.
Right.
They didn't want
Me
to
too.
wear Hannah Montana backpacks, but they wanted to have the courage to wear what they wanted and all these things. And that's what makes someone cool. And that's what Jenna Ortega's Wednesday Addams is. She's the girl that's doing and saying the shit that she wants to do and say. And we all want that. We all want to be the masters of our own fucking destiny, right?
And we are, right? We all should be.
But we're not all taking control of it like she is.
No,
and that's
not.
why I think we all kind of can see ourselves in it, because a lot of us are the true version of us has kind of been hidden down, right? We're in a world where the world's going, hey, don't hide that down. Let it out. Let us know what you really are.
Let us speak for the world right now. Do not hide that. We love that about everybody. I mean, even if you're annoying as all hell.
Right, for
as
sure.
As long as you're, without question, we're going to love it, man.
Yeah, for sure. And I think that's, like I said, a great reason why people see themselves and can see themselves in Wednesday now, where I think, again, 20 years ago, you wouldn't have had kind of that same connection. The world has just changed so much, and I think everything kind of fell in line for this show, and that, in my opinion, is why it's doing so well. It was just it's kind of like the Comedy of Errors thing, but
sure.
in a good way. Like everything just was right for
Comedy
it.
of
Also, what is out there right now? What is there to watch?
I mean, there's a huge gap with
right?
Marvel
So they
and
put
Star Wars. Yeah.
So they
Good
timed
timing.
it great. Like they literally had everything going for you. Good on you, Netflix. Good on you, Tim Burton. Good on you, Jenna Ortega,
and everybody else involved.
Yeah, and I'm happy for all you guys. Guys, you're hearing this again. This is just shocking, surprising, unexpected news. Have you guys checked out Wednesday, the series? Let us know what your guys' thoughts are. Can you believe that it's past Stranger Things? Again, Netflix is Stranger Things, right? But yeah, so definitely let us know your thoughts down in the comment section below. All right, with that down, guys, that is our last main topic today. So we are going to jump over into the chat section and see if we got any chats or comments or questions from you. Let's see what we got. Let's see here. Yeah, Matt says, geez, LMAO, Cocaine Bears, and Khabib somehow, right? That's how this all happened. Khabib.
It was Khabib.
Yeah, he was like, Bear not good enough anymore. Give Bear cocaine. I fight Bear on cocaine.
No, he was like, who does he play in Winter Soldier?
No, that's George St. Pierre.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, that's right. That's what I'm thinking.
Valtrox, the Leaper.
Well, him and Khabib were fighting on a plane in the air, and that's how the cocaine got kicked out.
Right. Matt also says, did you guys see the horror Grinch trailer? So the Mean One, I believe it's called. I haven't seen the trailer for it yet, but I have. I know what it is, and I've seen shots from the movie and stuff like that. It definitely looks, from what I've seen, it looks good. So if you have seen the trailer, hopefully it's good. I'll have to check it out. That's for sure. Let's see. Matt says, so it looks like we're all going to see Cocaine Bear on his birthday. Yeah, right. Might as well. One hell of a birthday. Matt also says, get out of here, Rowdy.
Come find love in your town.
He's talking to the spam in the chat that's trying to get you to find your love today, right? Yeah. Horrible. Where you at, YouTube? We need a mod. We need a chat mod. Who wants to be a chat mod? And then, of course, there's me saying I do need love in my own town today. Yeah, Matt says he loved Uncut Gems. Uncut Gems is great, man. I think I avoided that one in theaters just because I knew, the heaviness of it.
Oh, sure.
Yeah. And it was a rough ending. Matt says he needs to check Wednesday out. Yeah, check it out for sure, man. Like I said, I'm going to get around to it. I'm only 10, 15 minutes in episode 1, so Gonna get around to it eventually. He said he's honestly just happy they didn't cast Helena. Right? He's happy they didn't cast Johnny Depp and Helena Bonham Carter. Thank God. That threesome was the longest threesome. That's the longest menage a trois in the history of Hollywood, man. God, that was awful. I was so sick of all of them. I had literally grown a disdain for all of them because I knew if I seen one of them that the other ones were there. God, what a terrible set of circumstances. Plus, Helena Bonham Carter's just old lady now. She's not Helena Bonham Carter anymore. Same with Johnny Depp. They're all just old people now.
Yeah.
That are slowly dying and abusing young women.
Well,
okay, I don't know.
maybe, right?
I don't have a real opinion on it. I'm just saying that's what the court of law said in another country.
In another country. Well, not even. Yeah.
Right.
It was just that he lied about it.
But yeah, he also says she can be the bird lady from Home Alone if they remake it.
Get out of here, man. Get out of here.
Perfect casting.
That is
the perfect casting. That's we you give her the dove at the end. She's all like with her fucked up teeth and shit. She's all like poofy now and shit now. It's just it's so different, man. It's funny because I remember when I was younger watching those Harry Potter movies, I was like, damn, she's hot.
Oh, Bellatrix
she's so hot. Right? Dude. Right. As evil as Bellatrix is, you're
What's
like,
what made her so hot?
Right. Yeah. You're like, I'll take it. But now you see, we seen her in the what was that called? Reunion thing. And it's like, damn, these people really got old, man. Yeah. Like, that's crazy. Shout out to Shelley Duvall. We know you watch the channel. But you too, Edward. Yeah, you don't look old. You just look like you stopped caring about everything going on around you, buddy. But, you're in movies still. So
heck yeah.
We love that about you. Mm-hmm. And shout out to... what is it? Scott Fuck, I can't even remember his name.
The director?
Yeah. Scott Forster. That's his name.
It is, yeah.
Yeah. But anyways, looks like that's it, guys, for the comments and the questions today. We appreciate you guys being here and joining us in the chat. I do want to one more time just thank my buddy and pal and main confidant and business partner, future business partner, Rye Reynolds.
Mint Mobile.
Rye, love you, buddy. Make sure you shout me out on Twitter. That's me and you, Rye.
Wow, it's like meant to be.
I know. I'm going to get this real. Like,
you gotta get
right on my chest or something.
No, he wants a tramp stamp.
Like, I thought maybe I'd do a whole show like this, and then I tweet that at him, and I'm like, Ryan, I am Mint Mobile. But I don't know.
No regrets.
Anyway, we're just happy. I'm just excited and happy you sent me a Christmas card, and I will be checking all 3 of these boxes because I will be having everything happy thanks to you, Ryan Reynolds.
Thanks, Brian.
And all that gin that you will be sending me in the future. Also, I am paid up for the year on my phone bill, but, feel free to just tack on, extra years or whatever you do over there, buddy. Yeah, guys, it's been a lot of fun. There's a video up again for giving away an Xbox on the channel. Make sure you guys are sharing that video, sending out love on it. There's 4 of you guys in here. Hit that thumbs up button, and make sure you guys are subscribed and have your notification bells hit. And we will be back here tomorrow at hopefully on time, maybe a little bit late again. But yeah, I think maybe Trevor's going to be here tomorrow. So we'll see. We'll see how that goes. But yeah, and hopefully you guys will be here tomorrow. And I will see you guys then.